The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Friday! Welcome to the show, where each and every day we're brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. You're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza, outside Ford Center at the Star of Frisco, where apparently some kids don't have to go to school today.
Must be nice.
It must be nice. It's 76 degrees. Feels like 76. The high today is 78. The low tonight is going to get down to 50 degrees. It's fair weather.
Spooky weather.
Spooky season. And
He's Shannon. That's Kurt. I'm Jesse. Nate is on the road right now in Colorado. Together, we still, Chris Beam in the back, we still make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
yes. And we got our mashup lineups in. Oh, I have a correction to
I was
make
about to say
on the air.
Let's not. We gotta. Don't slide barely
I
lead.
screwed up yesterday. I got some bad information. I got some incomplete information. Let me just say it that way. Today, we'd like to wish Mr. Jones a very happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday, boss.
Happy
Mr.
birthday.
Jones.
Happy birthday.
And I said it was Brother Will's birthday. It is actually Will McClay's
Another
birthday.
brother. Another brother.
Yes, another brother Will. So happy birthday, Will McClay. I think there's not a lot of things that Cowboy fans agree on, but I think I haven't met a Cowboy fan yet that does not sing praises about the job that Will McClay does around here.
Except for this draft class. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Let's give it a year. Let's give it a year or two. Let's let it play out.
Might be a first quarter discussion.
Let's let it play out. But
Yeah.
but Will
No, Will is
and a great human being.
Yeah.
Better-
more than anything.
Better person.
More than anything.
yeah.
More than any. Like, this is still a dude who doesn't have to stop and take a phone call or take a text back or from any of us. I don't know if you guys text him or not, but like for him to willing to do that, like he's just a better person.
Yep. We'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is the clock ticking though?
On what?
Absolutely not.
on him getting out of here,
On
on
him?
him
Yeah.
getting a GM job somewhere else.
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
No,
Chris says no.
they're paying
I
him
say
like
no.
a GM, I think.
Kurt says no.
He got a good gig here,
Yeah.
man.
You say no.
I think it depends on. It's kind of like the Dan Quinn discussion. Like, what do you want out of life at this point in your life? Right? Do you want that? Because if he wants it, there's plenty of opportunity out there. There's people probably chomping at the bit. Or is he good with the situation here? His family's here. You know what? What do you want out of
He
life?
doesn't
Right?
have to deal with Jerry takes the blows
Right.
if something goes wrong. So
He's kind of the backup quarterback. Like, he doesn't get any of the blame,
Yeah.
but
Let
he
me
doesn't
ask you
really get
this.
any of the light shined on him.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this.
Yeah,
So say he goes
we could probably
to
get him on the show and ask him.
Probably.
I'll
text him and see him come on the show. So whoever has his number. I have his number, but I'm not going to do that. So anyways, so if he goes, just say, give me a team. Give me a team that needs a GM. Anybody? Houston, I guess. I don't know.
Let's say it. Denver.
Denver. Okay.
Yeah.
He goes to Denver and he turns that program around. Okay. If he turns this program around, he's legendary, I believe. You know what I'm saying? If he gets this
Cowboys?
the Cowboys, yes. If he gets them into a Super Bowl contender, that's legendary, you know? Denver, it's like, okay. But the Cowboys would be
But
legendary.
is he going to get any of the credit here though?
Oh, he gets credit now.
In the community, he does for sure.
Yeah, he gets credit.
Yeah, like in the
I believe he gets
NFL, in
credit.
the NFL community. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Like other people know what he does here.
Right.
Like your average fan that's not hardcore, they think it's all Steven, all Jerry. They don't realize it's a kind of a collaboration. So
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to want. He seems okay with that situation. Like Jerry got the Executive of the Year award or whatever. It wasn't Will, and maybe he's okay with that situation. I guess.
I'll just ask the question.
what do you think?
I think eventually all good things come to an end. I just do. I just think eventually he goes, you know what?
It was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I did it.
Let me go see what else is out there.
Let me see if I can go and do it again.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I don't know. Like I just posed the question,
Well,
but
and the other thing is too, like when you think about football, everybody that is involved in football, doesn't matter what level you're at. If you work for a professional sports team, you're competitive. Mm-hmm. You don't work in this environment unless you like to compete.
correct.
And at some point, you like to test yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I go do this completely on my own? Start from scratch, build my own thing, go do like that's probably you're right. He's a competitor. Hell, he was a coach in the Arena League. Like he competes. I mean, so you're right. There's probably
I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying at some point in time, maybe he sits up there and he goes, you know what? And because we've asked ourselves sometimes, and we've seen it across the league, you'd be like, man, that dude just walked away, or that dude just stopped, or he just went on to another company. Because sometimes you just like, you know what? New challenge. New challenge, new thing. You want to kind of spice up your life.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, but I hope he stays here forever.
Yeah, I do too.
Sure.
I love Will. Will's a great human. Good person. There's a lot of good people in this organization. A lot of really good people.
Because then I'll end up like Kurt, like, you know Jesse? They'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
You start losing folks that are around the building, especially important people. Like if you can't get eye to eye with important people, they're like, you know Jesse? Nah, never heard of him.
Yep. Lose like, all your sources.
Golly, shoot.
So we got the podcast schedule for next week. We are mixing it up. Are we allowed to talk about this yet, Chris?
Yeah, Derek.
Derek
tweeted
tweeted it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. So we're mixing
I'm
it
gonna
up.
be with
next week.
mixed shots, baby.
No, shut up.
Oh.
No shows on Monday because it's game day.
Yep.
Tuesday we'll have our normal show here at Hanging with the Boys. Nate, Jesse, Kurt, and myself.
The Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille people. Feel us.
Wednesday we will have a mixed lineup, and I'll give you those mixed lineups here in a second. No podcast on Thursday or Friday. Monday we'll have a mixed lineup, and then Tuesday, that'd be Monday the 23rd, and then Tuesday the 24th, we will resume our normal lineups. So here on Hanging with the Boys, our lineup, this will be interesting. Our lineup will be myself hosting. Is it Aisha? Aisha? Okay, Aisha.
Aisha. You're the girl on the
Patrick No-See Walker and Heckma will be on our show.
Heavy. There's a heavy Cowboy homers right there. It's a heavy Cowboy homer show. Aisha, Heck, and Pat.
I don't know Aisha very well. In fact, I don't know her at all. I've never met her. I'm going to have to, you know what? If there's anybody in any of this lineup that can out-talk you, it's going to be Patrick.
Yeah.
That's a very, so I'll feel right at home. I feel like
Heckman can get rolling sometime.
Oh, Heckman can get rolling too. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting show.
Just do what you do here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Introduce it and get out the
and
way.
then hit cruise, put it on cruise. Players Lounge, which is after us from 2 to 2:45 every day, will be hosted by Newey Scruggs as normal. Jesse Holly, Everson Walls, and Jess Navarez. And then
We'll have the mildest show of the week.
But how you figure?
Because I always have to remember my audience. And anytime there's a lady present in our audience, we have to always I got to always kind of be
dial
on
it
my
back a little
Can't
bit.
be
Always.
trailer park jokes.
Read the
I'm gonna
room.
label that the Jesse Holly podcast. Because that's the only one that's going to be talking.
He's gonna be talking a lot. He'll love it.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Just get out of the way.
Great.
Unfiltered part 2.
Storyline. This one's going to be interesting. Nick Eatman's new show that is on at 10 to 10:45.
Call a show.
Will be Nick and Nate. Nate's been trying to get on that show ever since Nick started it. And Nick has been Heismaning him. Like, no, I don't want anybody.
So Derek's like,
no, here you go.
This one.
And then Talking Cowboys, which is 9 to 9:45 every morning, will be hosted by Kyle Yeomans, as usual, Barry Church, Brian Broaddus, and the always chatty, Kathy, Kurt Daniels.
Be my same role.
So Kurt, you going to be able to get up here on time?
Broaddus and Church. Yeah, I'll make it.
Kurt's about to get to work
I'll give it
early.
a try.
So there you go.
Just beat the host. It won't be that hard.
There you go. Some fun lineup shaking around.
Is Derek not working next week? I didn't hear his name on any of the shows.
I was just
He's
doing
on the break.
The break.
Oh, the break.
Yeah. I was just doing the shows that we're
that we're going to be a part.
that
I
we're
got
gonna
you.
be a part of.
I got you.
I can give you the other ones real quick.
No, we're good.
You good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good.
Well, yeah, Nate. So Nate got the opportunity, I guess, to go. I guess the
Prime time.
superstar list was
calm down a little
calm
bit.
down a little bit, and they had some extra spots. So I guess Nate got to go. So he's going to call in here at the
Second segment?
1:30-ish. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, we're gonna do the last segment so he can make his pick.
Yeah, so he can make his pick.
So Cowboys by 3.
So we'll
We don't really need to call for that.
15 minutes for that. So, and we'll take some phone calls. Has anybody called in yet, Chris?
Not yet.
888-855-2297. What's the injury report look like? Have we got it?
Mash unit.
Did we get an injury report?
Today.
Mash unit. You see it yesterday?
I had to print 2 papers for it.
There was a lot of
A lot of guys
non-injury
here.
related
You want me to-
resting.
Yeah,
going
they had
on
a lot of
yesterday.
guys resting. Where is it here? Okay, you want the full list or what do you want here?
Yeah, run through it.
Marquise Bell, shoulder, full participant.
Don't do anybody that's full.
Okay, limited. Damone Clark, shoulder. Which what you want to hear from your now starting linebacker.
Right.
Neville.
Don't you need your shoulder to tackle?
Yeah.
Yes, if you want to tackle.
Neville Gallimore, limited knee. Stephon Gilmore, he got a rest day. Goodwin Peck did not play. Jonathan Hankins, he got a rest day. Malik Hooker, he was Hooker, sorry. DeMarcus Lawrence rest. Zach Martin rest. Tony Pollard, shoulder limited. Tyron Smith Smith got a rest day. Wanye Thomas, hamstring, did not practice. Turpin with his ankles out. Van Der Esch, he's out. That's it, I guess. Some other guys were on there, but they were still full participants.
That leads to that stat you were talking about the other day, is teams that play the Niners lose the next game. They're like it's like 1-15, but it ended up being like, if you date back to like even like last year, like really like look into it, it's like 23 of 24 games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like teams have lost. Like the only team that's won like maybe like in the last 2 seasons has been Pittsburgh after you played the Niners.
He was 1-15.
Yeah,
Is that what
it's
it was?
it's even. I heard someone was like
if you
bigger
go
than
back
that.
farther,
Goes back further. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's lining up to look like that. It's like
Yeah.
the mash unit.
And that's what you want this team to be. Like you want them to feel when they, when somebody plays them, you want them to beat folks up,
Yeah.
and it's so that brings us to this question. CD said after the game,
He spoke.
He was pissed. He spoke as little as possible. There was kind of a common theme of everyone that spoke in the media this
Except
week.
Micah.
Except Micah. He said that he doesn't know what the identity of this team is, and I'm with him. I don't see an identity. I thought maybe you had an identity the first 3 games. It was going to be a takeaway defense. Defense was going to control the game. Your offense was going to do just enough to get you some wins. They could put up points when they needed to. That's what I thought. And then you get the speed bump of Arizona, and then you get the train wreck of San Fran, and then you're definitely not a vertical team right now. Could you be? Maybe. But you're not. You're not really a running team on offense. Defense, you're so banged up, it's hard to tell what you are. Is that normal 5 weeks into a season? Does it usually take a little longer, Jesse, to figure that out? Or
The identity, I think a lot of what Mike McCarthy talked about it being, right, we're going to rely on our defense, and the offense will be kind of the pace setter and, doing what we have to do. It's when that doesn't work. Yeah. What is your counter, right? Because when it worked in those 3 wins, it's you know what? I like this identity, and we can go with this identity. This is we're winning these games far and away. It's when it doesn't work, when you have that glitch in the system, that glitch in the matrix, and you face a team and you meet a team. And then the one thing that is really so difficult to equate, and I don't care who the analytics person is, what formula they have, is when you begin to lose players. When injury begins to present itself now, because no team comes into the season and go, all right, Jamin, here's our plan. We're going to do this, and this. But if we lose this guy and lose that guy, he's hurt and he's banged up, then we're going to do this. No one ever does that. Yeah. Everyone goes in with the idea of, here's what we're going to do, full steam ahead, and we'll adjust along the way. The hope is, and when you look at the end of the season, a lot of teams, the ones who are successful and win, yes, have skill, but a lot of them are able to win the war of attrition. They're able to win the injury battle. They don't limp into the playoffs. They don't have major key members of either side of the ball, especially the side of the ball where now your identity is supposed to be built, injured or hurt.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are starting to run into that thing where, all right, our identity, there's kind of been a crack in our foundation, because now guys are starting to, you lose Trayvon Diggs, and Donovan Wilson was hurt coming into the season, and now Leighton Vander Esch is hurt, and guys are starting to just come up on the injury report banged up, and when you have to do these musical chairs where guys have to come out of what they was playing before into this place, and now you have to change the way you call a game, that now presents another situation. So when you start looking at what our identity is, no coach on either side of the ball plans for injuries. You just don't. You don't. How? You just don't. You hope that you have a good enough roster of backup guys that if you lose someone, that you're able to move them into that spot and continue on in somewhat the same path.
Right.
But for this team now, it's all right. If our identity is defense and we're going to be physical and turn the ball over, when that doesn't happen, you have to have an answer. And the fact of the matter is they haven't had an answer for that.
Yeah.
And the 2 losses, when it was like, hey, the defense, and this is how good teams balance each other out. When y'all aren't having a good day,
we got you.
We'll give you 30.
Yeah.
Right? You hear Nate talk about it all the time. Nate would come in and say, Jimmy would come in there and say, hey, Norv, we need 30.
We got to score today.
We got to score today. Hey, so-and-so, we need y'all to hold them to 13. If y'all can hold them to 13, we'll do the rest. It's when you look to the other side and you go, hey, we need something. They go, hell, we need something too. And now y'all both looking there like, who's on first?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the scary thing, I think, is that you're talking about the injury part of it. And I read Lamb's comments as like he was mainly talking about the offense. Well, you haven't been, other than a banged up offensive line, your starters have been in there, and yet we're seeing problems with them getting that offense going. And Nate has always talked about, the first 4 games of the preseason with this new offense. Are we just, it needs more time to find the rhythm and find how to work this offense, or is this, have we now reached a point where there's something wrong and we got a problem here as far as
something's wrong.
Yeah, I mean they're moving the ball. Their time of possession's overall been great, but their production is lacking, and I think that's got everybody kind of worried.
Yeah.
Well, in today's football, the style in which they're trying to operate right now is just not today's football. Mm-hmm. The 6 yards, air passing,
the control offense,
the running game at 3.4, 4 yards a carry, and it's just not an efficient way to do business in today's NFL. And that's where you see a lot of the stories. And I have an article that I haven't gotten a chance to kind of dig into, and it's talking about is this offense an antiquated offense? Is it an offense that is outdated? And you kind of have to look around and start asking yourself, is it? Because we're heading into week 6. Yeah. Now I get that you want to kind of get into the system of this thing, but I mean, we're getting close to the point where you're starting to look around and go, well, how much more can you change? Right? Like, how much more can you change? We're 6 weeks into the season. I know after a bye, you kind of make adjustments, but even during the bye, you're not making wholesale changes. It's tweaking. So if we're talking about tweaking, what you tweak every single week, right, depending on the opponent, but we're talking about a wholesale change. Wholesale changes don't come in the middle of the year unless you're Jason Garrett and let me stop. But unless you fire a coach and they have to bring in an entire new system in, that's when the wholesale change happens. There is something that's philosophically or stylistically or schematically incorrect with this offense right now. I'm not going to say broken. I don't want to use that word just yet. I'm going to say that it's
missing.
It's
not clicking.
It's on the IR. It's on the injury report.
But
hope it doesn't go on the pup.
It's with the rehab group. This offense is with Britt Brown. Okay, it's with Britt Brown. It's on the cords with Britt. Britt's over there on the cords, and he's gonna work this thing out. And you hope that when you get done with Britt, when you get inserted back with the in general population, that you're fit and ready to go. You hope that is the hope. But as you know, tick, 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 tick. You just don't have a lot of time.
Speaking of time, we're way overdue for a break. Ooh. So let's take our first break. We were having so much fun in this segment. I felt like this is the first time we've all contributed to a segment.
Me and Kurt.
I contributed talks in the beginning. I feel good about this first segment without Nate. I was worried. I was afraid we was going to limp a little bit, but we're doing good. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, more football stuff and personal stuff.
Oh.
And Nate later in the show. After the break. When we come back. If we go to break. Are we even in break?
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of the show. Each and every day is brought to you by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Chris, give me some sound in my ears. There we go. Breaking news. The NFL has fined George Kittle $13,659 for use of abusive language on the T-shirt he wore under his uniform against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night, per Jay Fowler, ESPN.
I got to be honest, guys. I do kind of miss the days where $13,000 just didn't really matter that much.
Not a big deal. Because he'd probably say well worth it.
Okay, so
he said he'd do it again. Yeah.
I looked at his salary.
All the pub that he's gotten from this and the airtime just about this one deal, well worth $13.
What is his salary, Chris?
Well, his just base for the season's only $1 million, so he makes $68,000.
Only $1 million. Yeah. Relax.
He makes $68 a game, so $68,000 a game. So, but I mean, his contract's $75 million. So let's be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think he's doing okay in the marketing department too.
He's doing okay.
Endorsement deals. I think he's
so 13 is probably like. Do you want cash?
How do you want that? Straight cash, homie.
Let me just pull that out of my wallet.
Straight cash, homie.
Pennies.
It's in my glove box.
You're laughing and joking. Like some of these dudes like walk around with 10, 20, 50K on them.
Yeah.
Like a quick story. Like I love. So my locker mate at one point in time was Andre Garrard. I might have told the story before him one time, and And so when you're in the locker room, if you're not a tidy person, usually what happens is someone has a son, or, a player has a son that's always around the locker room, always. Mm-hmm. Or an equipment guy. You usually say, hey, if you clean up my locker, if you get my cleats in order, all that kind of stuff, take the old ones out, straighten it up, I'll hit you off with a little bit. And the little boy does it, and you give him $20, $50, $100, whatever. And so we're like nearing the end of the season, so guys are kind of starting to clear the locker out and clean stuff up. And so Dre is, and so when you go in your locker, there's always a pile in the middle of the locker room that we donate cleats. Because most guys, the big dudes will wear their cleats or their shoes multiple games. The divas of the world, we don't. We get new cleats every game. We get new gloves every game. So 3 hours worth of cleats, those are brand new cleats. You throw them in the middle, they donate them to a local school in the area. Mm. So Dre is cleaning out his locker, and I'm right next to him, and he's like taking his shoes out, throwing them in it, And he goes, oh, snap. Here's that envelope. He pulls out an envelope, a bank envelope.
That he had misplaced.
15 G's.
Cash?
Cash in a bank envelope. Now, granted, I said, what? He said, man, I lost this like 2 months ago. And I said, you've never seen. He said, yeah, I didn't know. I thought I dropped it. I said, if I lost 15 G's cash, I'm tearing the place up. It had felt like back in the old lockers, they had slits in the bottom of the lockers, and it had fell in there, and it fell in behind. And it was cleats on top of it, so it kind of got wedged into the bottom part of his locker. And I said, you were just okay. He was like, I mean, wow, $15,000 and $100 bills. He's like,
that's $150, $100 bills.
He's like, oh, there
right?
it is.
That math right?
Sure. Whatever. Sure. And I was just like, bro, you lost 15 G's. You never asked me, did I see it? You never asked anyone, did I? He's like, I'd have been
like, nobody's leaving this locker room until you
get the cameras. Right. I'm going down there to see the cameras because I'm short 15 G's.
Wow.
Never said a word.
Wow. That's crazy.
And at that time, Dre was probably during that pay salary time was one of the highest paid centers in the league. True. So he was just like,
yeah, chump change. Whatever.
I miss those days.
This is not really related, but just the mentality of athletes, right, and money. You may have told me this story, Chris. Somebody was telling me when you get back late at night from road games, when it's cold, your car's iced up, and it takes forever to now everything's got a remote start. You can do it with Wi-Fi and stuff like that, but this was probably 10, 12, 15 years ago. And I think the guy, he was an equipment guy, and he worked, I think it was Green Bay or Denver or somewhere it was cold. So, like, most of the time when they were coming back, the cars were and the guys would give him like $100, $200, and they would all give him their keys, and he would go out to the airport at 2 or 3 in the morning and start 30, 40 cars and make $5-6 grand.
Wow.
Because he would go warm their cars up and, 30 minutes before the plane would land, turn the heater on, the defrost, and, and it was just like,
because the last thing you want after a game, and if you travel far,
and
I gotta sit here.
You get beat.
I gotta sit here to wait for and you're in Green Bay. I gotta sit here and really wait for my car to warm up. I gotta ice the windshield.
Or if you win, you're like, I gotta get to the club as soon as I hit.
You know what I'm saying?
I got to go.
She says the trailer parks is jumping. You know what I mean? The double wise is jumping. I gotta get over there. They got chicken frying for me.
Oh, Chris. Do we have a phone caller before we go to break again and bring Nate on?
Yes, we do.
Oh, Lou's laughing. Who do we have?
No, we got Rebecca.
All right. What's up, Rebecca?
Why are you looking at me? Because you're looking at my face. Because if he said a certain, I'm gonna be like,
hi.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hey.
Hi, I'm so stoked that you guys took my phone call. I have listened to you guys since the way, very beginning. You are the best show of all of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. You can come on anytime. Get Chris to give you the hotline, the bat phone before you get off.
Also, I'm a teacher, so I never can call in, and I have the day off. So I am calling in because I have the day off, and I know my dad's listening. So hi, Dad.
Nice.
And we live in Minnesota, so I know all about. If I could have somebody that could come and start my car in the middle of winter.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for teaching our youth, by the way.
Yes.
Very important job and very underappreciated profession.
I don't know what you make, but I know it's not enough.
Exactly.
Well, thank thank you. And Jesse, I think I've heard that you sub, so thank you. There's not enough subs out there. So if you're listening and you're a substitute out there, bless you. Thank you. But anyways, I wanted to say that before the season started, I honestly, this is kind of what I thought we were going to be. And I hate to be a hater, but I really kind of thought we were going to be about 500. And I feel like Nate said that, or I know he's been saying that September is kind of like preseason, and it's not really till about now you know who you are. And I kind of feel like this is who we are. And Jesse, you were kind of talking about identity, and I think you kind of this is kind of coming full circle with what you were saying. And I think this is who we are. I don't think we're going to win this Monday. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we're going to. And going into the bye, if we don't make changes, I mean, I think that's just kind of setting the tone for just another rinse and repeat. And I think a lot of people really had high hopes for this season. And it was Super Bowl or bust. I'm sorry. It wasn't championship or bust. It was
Thank you,
Super Bowl or
Rebecca.
bust.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yes.
It was Super Bowl or bust. And I just don't see it. I don't see it. And that means something has to happen. That means something has to change. And I just want to hear what your thoughts are. Thanks again. Love the show. Keep it going. Tell Nate I said hi. Thanks.
We will.
It's a great call.
Rebecca bringing all the heat, man. Well, here, all right. So there's a lot of things to touch on here. One, this is what she expected coming in. You as a Cowboy fan, if you are a realist and you're not drinking the Kool-Aid like Computer and all those folks and Nate, you are programmed as a Cowboy fan to be 500. That's what you're. If
I don't know. You think so?
Kurt.
I thought most people thought this would be a 10-win team or whatever, and still will be.
But I think you're programmed to you're for the letdown. Like you think, yeah, okay, on paper this looks great. This is our year. Yeah. But you in the back of your mind, it's kind of like, but I'm ready for the.
I'm not gonna lie. Like
500.
Rebecca said some fantastic. That was one of the great calls we had. I don't agree with how. Like coming into I had high hopes.
Well, we know you did, which I was very surprised.
I was like, man, this. But again, I watched in training camp and I saw what you guys saw. And I was like, this thing looks explosive. Yeah. This defense looked like its hair, running around with like its hair is on fire. Like, hold on.
Well, I think this,
and then it was like, hold on. Then it's like
Arizona, hold on.
And then it was.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
did we miss the mark on this?
I heard an interesting question posed this morning. Like,
I'm still not giving up.
Is this game going to be the true measure of the Cowboys? Because they were clearly better than the New York teams.
No, true measure was last week.
But their argument was 49ers are just a step above. And so you've beaten these teams that you're clearly better than. You've lost to a team that you're clearly worse than. Is this a Chargers game going to show you a little bit more?
On paper, you're kind of.
Are you truly going to be in that upper half?
Like when I look at the Chargers, I think they are a team in flux, right? They're 2-2. They had some bad wins. Bad losses, some good. Like, so they're not quite a team that you can that they're not doing things consistently enough to be like, okay, that's a good barometer to where we're at.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, I know. So.
The man in
if you there's that stretch we talked about, that 4 or 5 game stretch we talked about, like I think that might be the barometer. I don't know, that might be the kind of that
might just
the telltale signs of
push our fans just off the ledge.
Like that 4 or 5 game stretch where you're playing some quality football teams, like that might ultimately be the thing that truly either sells me on this is a really special team, or the thing that I really go.
They need
you need a roommate from Mexico because I'm on the way. You know what I'm saying?
Got to bank some wins now, man.
Got an extra spot, Jesse. Let's take one more break. Let's take a quick call, and then we'll go to break, and then we'll bring Nate on. Who we got, Chris?
We got Tyrone in D.C.
Tyrone, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
What up, Coach? This Coach, right?
Yeah, this Coach.
What's up, Coach?
Not much, man. Hey, look, Jesse, once again, man, the words of wisdom. They really, really help right now. Since you spoke to my girls, we're 3-0.
Let's go! Let's go!
We got a game tonight. We got a game tonight as well, man.
Yeah, I can't give you 2 free weeks. I can't give you 2 free speeches, Coach. I'm like Jerry. I'm gonna sell you the hopium on the first one.
You got to get on
the next one. You got to pay for.
You got to get on Cameo.
You got to get on Cameo.
Hey, Jess, don't worry about it because I'm taking awards and rewards.
Okay. I got you. I gave you some goodies earlier in the week. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, you had to send me your cash app.
Yeah.
I got you. No, real quick question though. With the string of injuries and whatnot that we've had over the past couple of weeks, do you think not playing in the preseason has something to do with where we are right now? Because they didn't go through it in August, so now we're in October now, and it's starting to really, really add up. And I'll sit back and listen, man. Thanks, guys.
I think injury-wise, it's all dependent on what type of injuries. Because when you talk about the soft tissue injuries, that comes when your body isn't quite – I was talking about getting the callus on your body that you get through training camp and get through those preseason games. But something like, Trayvon Diggs, it's a practice. They're out there in practice. It's an unfortunate situation, right? Leighton Vander Esch. Unfortunate situation. He gets blocked into Micah Parsons and he kind of jams his neck into himself. Unfortunate situation. Now, if you're talking about things like hammies or groins and things like that, that can sometimes be equated to getting your body into the proper shape to go out there and play football. But there's certain injuries that, you go and say, my shoulder's hurting. I'm a linebacker. Now, that's not because and Damone Clark's been in training camp and been in some of the preseason games. So some things you can kind of equate to training camp, but some other things you got to I told you guys, this is a 100% hurt business. And the teams that kind of finish this thing off at the end, they for the most part, win the war of attrition and allow themselves to be as healthy as possible man to man from start to finish. But some of the stuff, like I said, some of the stuff you can, some of the stuff is just, it's part of the course of playing football.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, we'll get Nate on the phone.
Nasty Nate.
We'll give you our predictions. We're going to make our own pod picks up this week since Nick didn't give us a subject.
Okay.
And then maybe we ask some fun questions for each other if we have time. When we come back on Hangin' with the Boys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
James Wright here, your 2022 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year. You know how much I love my Cowboys, and I am thrilled to be talking to you about the 2023 Fan of the Year award presented by Captain Morgan. We're looking for the ultimate Cowboys fan to spice up the game. That means you eat, sleep, and breathe the Dallas Cowboys. If that's you, or if you know someone like me, then go to DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year, and you could win tickets to Super Bowl 58 and so much more. Enter today.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the last segment of the show, Hanging with the Boys. And each and every day it is brought to you by the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jigsaw. Thank you, Jigsaw. Chris, are we making a phone call or do we have a guest?
I'm working on it right now. Give me a second. Okay?
All right. Chris is working on not only did Nate ditch us today and not tell us he was going to ditch us, he's not answering Chris's phone calls after he said that he would call into the show. So Chris is trying to wrangle
totally
that.
Big time in this.
Big time in us all the way around.
That's what happened when you start rolling with those people he's chilling with right now. Just forget about the little people. I'll never do that to you guys.
No?
Never. When my day comes,
you're
going to
bring us with you?
No.
No. You'll just pick up the phone.
I'll pick up the phone, though.
On
the first ring.
Here's my question. This will be my fun question for the day. Oh, wait. Hello?
Hello. What's up?
Oh, you decided to answer the phone.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. My phone's just acting up in this room, man.
You sound like you're asleep.
And acting up in the room, huh?
Yeah. So how you guys
You know
doing,
what? He was asleep. He was asleep.
Sounds asleep.
He was taking a nap.
No.
That's why he didn't answer his phone.
No, man. How you doing?
We're good. How you doing, Nate? Thanks for telling us you weren't going to be here today.
Man, y'all having a great Cowboy Friday. This is so tremendous.
We are. How's your Friday going? Did you drive all night?
Yeah, I was at 11:30 last night.
All right, Nate. We're going to have to hang up on you, bro.
Yeah, we'll have to call him back,
We're going to have to call you back, Nate.
Man,
your phone's breaking
Why
up.
is that?
Because
your phone's breaking up, man.
Your phone's breaking up, man.
All right. Okay. Well, hey, you guys be good now.
Hey, what's your prediction?
What's your prediction? Your score?
We need to win this game, brother.
How much?
This is a bounce back of all bounce backs, man. You know this about 1 point. This is a bounce back of all bounce backs, man.
Nate by 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's
Y'all
winning the
good.
Colorado game?
Huh?
Who's winning the
Colorado's going to beat them by 55.
55. There you go. Hey, be on Celebrity Watch for us now. Let us know who all you shake hands with and all that good stuff.
Y'all know I don't be knowing no stars deals, bro. I just be looking at it like, who in the world is this right here? Y'all know I'm lost when it comes to that stuff.
All right, well, take some pictures and send it to us from the sideline.
All right, y'all be good. Have a great show.
All right, Nate. See you.
Bye.
All right.
For those that don't know, Nate ditched us today and jumped in his truck and is in Boulder. He finally made the celebrity list at the University of Colorado,
Deion
Buffalo.
had a slow week.
Deion had a slow week. Most guys can't come out on Friday. They got stuff to do. So Nate's at the Stanford, Colorado game that takes place tonight that Deion not happy about. He's so glad he's not going to be in this conference anymore.
Oh, yeah, because of the late game?
The late games.
Yep.
I like the late games.
You knew who called me while I was trying to call Nate?
Deion?
No, computer.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
So I said computer. I'm sorry. I got Nate on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
so glad.
Cold up there at that game tonight. I hope Nate wrapped up.
What time's that game at?
It's like 8 o'clock.
It's at 8 o'clock, yeah.
What time?
42 down in the 30s.
Woo! Football weather.
Hope he brought a jacket.
Nate's thick, though.
He is.
Nate's thick.
He can wear.
No. Nate
got
does
that old
not
blood.
like cold weather.
Yeah.
Does he not?
He went up there for the spring game, and it started snowing, and guess what he did? He left.
He left?
He left.
We're on a freeze warning.
That's a Nate
Listen,
move.
Nope, I'm
I
out.
cannot wait to get to that point in life. Like, I'm going to relish the moment when I get into my 60s and, just don't give a darn about nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave when I want.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up when I want. I'm going to speak when I want. And collect my NFL pension.
Yep. That's Nate.
That's Nate.
That's Nate. Just, I'm out. See ya. All right, let's do our picks.
Let's do it.
All right, Kurt. What you got?
I'm going to go with the Cowboys, although it's close. But I think in the end, the offenses are pretty equal, and I think the Cowboys' defense is better. But it's going to be tough playing out there. So I'll give it to them, but it's going to be like 30-28.
30-28. Chris, who you got?
Ooh, man.
That's what she said.
Come back to me.
Okay, get Jazz's too. Tell Jazz to think. But she in there or is she in the locker room?
Nah, she's in the locker room.
Ah, man. Jesse, what you got?
Unfortunately, I think the Cowboys will still be licking their wounds from last Sunday. That stat that it's showing, it's kind of true when you play the Niners after that game. You kind of go into that thing wounded. And I didn't like the fact that we're at Friday, and there's still people talking about Sunday.
Right.
Like I don't like that.
You're not looking
like
forward.
like you.
Yeah.
The 24-hour rule is gone. And I know that you have an extra day because you play on Monday night, but
we were guilty of it too.
Yeah. I think they're still licking their wounds, still trying to figure out, like, still standing 8 count of what happened last Sunday. And I think they go up there. I think Kellen Moore takes it very personal. I do.
Do our players take this personal with him, or is this a media fan thing?
It's a media fan thing, but I think his players take it personal for him.
Okay.
I think his players will be like, let's win one for the Gipper, right? Like, let's get this game ball for Coach Moore. I think it's 28-20. 28-20.
20 Chargers?
Chargers.
All right, Chris, did you put some thought into it?
Yes, it's going to be 28-24.
Cowboys or Chargers?
Cowboys.
28-24, Cowboys. Man, this is a tough one.
It is.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm with Jesse. I think they're banged up
to the dark side.
after looking at that injury report, and you're gonna have guys play in places that they haven't played in real games, and I think there's some dysfunctionality going on that
behind the
scenes, and Chargers are a good team, man, and I think they're going to figure something. You're right. Kellen's had this circled, and I'm going to say Cowboys 24.
What is the over-under, though, Kurt?
It's like 2.5.
The over-under,
Cowboys.
total score.
Total score. I don't remember. Let me see.
I'm going to say Cowboys 24, Chargers 31.
Okay, touchdown. We all got about just about a touchdown either way, right?
Yep.
Almost.
Yep. Pod picks. Since they're not doing those, let's make up our own. Which Cowboy player will have the longest reception?
50.5.
50.5.
Sorry.
All right. Which Cowboy player will have the longest reception? And then guess what that number will be.
I'm going to say Tony Pollard.
Pollard.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
On a screen.
Dump one off to him and let him run.
Let him run.
How far?
53.
Woo! Let's go. And they're still going to lose.
53.
According to Jesse. Kurt, who you want?
Well,
and then he gets called back for holding. No, play.
It needs to be CD. I hope it's CD.
CD?
Down the middle.
Usually,
you talked about earlier in the week.
Usually when a receiver comes out in the media and he's complaining about getting targets,
they get him
the
some
next
targets?
week, they get him some targets.
How long you
let's go 40.
42. 2? Chris, who you want?
Give me Cooks for 55.
Ooh, I was going to take Cooks.
Cooks for
55. I'm going to play Debbie Downer, and I'm going to say
for 10.
Ferguson.
Hunter Lipsky.
Ferguson for 14.
Wow.
That's what I'm going to do. All right, and it's time for us to go, but one fun question each.
Each? I don't.
Okay. You didn't do one? Kurt didn't do one.
I
so
could.
I'll just do it. We'll just do one, Kurt. Okay, fine. Every time I have a bit. Every time I have a bit. The other show went late. We're going to go late.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Screw those guys. Screw us. I hope they're not.
They all go late.
Yeah. If one of you won the Powerball, the $1.7 billion, how much would you give each of your co-hosts on this show?
Interesting.
Because I have a feeling Jesse would be like, nothing. 0.
See?
How much? 1.7 billion. You probably take home with that's probably around $1 billion. So that's 1,000 million.
Wow.
That's $1,000 million stacks.
Stop. You're not.
How many would
$1,000 billion stack?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I mean,
that's really tough for me.
Nate is.
Because if I say $1 million, I have to give 25 million because I got 25 different hosts on these shows.
You're right. Or do you just not give anybody anything and just not show up for the show the next day and just disappear?
I'd buy my own neighborhood.
I wouldn't disappear, but I don't know if I'd be around a lot.
I would give
much longer.
I would give y'all at least $100,000. At least.
I heard it one time. So I would buy the house.
Yep. That's so.
wherever they're living, you pay their house off.
That's what I'm saying. I'd buy a neighborhood so I could pick my neighbors.
There you go.
Jesse, you can be over there. Shannon, you can be
Sure,
there.
segregation. Jesse, you're way
Jesse,
no.
that trailer over there.
No, I'm just saying.
Build Jesse his own trailer park. That's Monday, that's Tuesday, that's Wednesday, that's Thursday.
For whatever reason, I have thought this out like in real life, and I never played the lottery, and I know I'm never going to win. But I've always said, like the people that were closest to me, I would always pay off your biggest debt. Whatever your biggest debt is, and then I would give us
my 3-year-old.
Yeah, well,
buy him from me.
We'll sell them. No, I'm playing. And I always said that I would pay off your biggest debt. And then I would help you start whatever that dream of yours was.
Oh, that's good.
But then after that, you can never get another dime from me again.
Yeah.
You're done. Like, so if you said, hey, my house has $200,000 left out, cool. Pay your house off.
What would you do? How small would your circle be that you would do that with?
Like, if I don't talk to you every single day,
you're not getting money.
You're not into that circle. Like, I have to be around you and have a relationship with you.
What about the people that you have to talk to every day, like us? You get paid to talk to us.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, you know, when we get paid, I like doing this. I like being around you guys. I don't have to be around you guys. I really do enjoy.
I love you too, man.
I really do enjoy being around y'all. So that's the thing. It's like if I didn't enjoy being around, I'm like, you know what?
If we didn't enjoy being around each other,
can I get another show, please?
we wouldn't have a annoying group text that we all contribute to off the air. Do you think all the other shows do that, Chris?
Have an annoying text message off the air?
Yeah, like a group chat. All the other shows?
Not with me.
Oh, so you're not even in them. You're not even in them, Chris. That's what I'm saying. We're better. So, but I've always had that mindset of that's what I would do. And so, like, whatever, and then, but you can never ask me for another $1.
Yeah.
Like, if I paid off your biggest debt and I gave you a substantial amount to start, if you were like, hey, I want a tow truck president. All right, cool.
I would get Nate. I would get Nate a Madden Cruiser so he could go anywhere he wants with the driver.
There you go.
Hire him a driver.
Have a driver.
Dude, we would never see him again.
Never. You would never see Nate.
He would take that through Mexico, down through South America. As long as he didn't have to go over water, he would. Oh man,
we'd never see him.
North Pole, whatever.
Yep.
We can dream.
You'd still do the show then, huh?
No.
You don't like us doing it that
no
much.
chance. I like you guys, but I'm probably getting new friends.
Chance.
I'm probably getting new friends.
Zero chance.
Good show, Jesse.
Yeah. You never said what you would do.
I said probably give y'all at least $100,000.
Oh, $100,000.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be more than that. I would have to evaluate.
Honestly, out of anybody who would disappear and not talk to us ever again, it might be you. You might be on an island somewhere, half past drunk, and like Jesse.
Here's what I've always
know
said
about it because he'd be posting.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't give a F about anything, dude. I'd be like, whatever. Like here,
you turn it. You know what you would turn into? You would turn into that dude. What is his name? Dan
Bilzerian.
You would turn into him.
I
can see that being you.
I would.
Little shorts.
Oh yeah, shirtless everywhere I go.
Shirtless everywhere
I'd
you
have
go.
my shirt off more than J.R. Smith.
100%.
Champagne all over me.
100%.
Smelling like booze.
None of them would speak English or good English.
Yeah,
they would all be swimsuit models. That's your life right there.
That would. I've always said if I ever did.
You see how when I said Dan, he knew exactly who I was talking about. He was like,
plays poker. I love
yeah,
poker.
See, you would play poker. You would just be.
I've always said I would do a whole lot of good. But I would do a bunch of bad stuff too, man. I would get but you get that kind of money, you buy yourself out of trouble. I mean, there ain't much trouble you can get in that you can't get out of with $1 billion. So I would do a lot of good. I would help a lot of people out. I would do a lot of really nice stuff. But I would do some damage, boy. Woo,
you get to heaven and be like, listen, Lord.
I did this.
I know you see this, but let me tell you about. I know you better like wait. I helped that orphanage.
Yeah.
I rebuilt those schools.
Yeah.
Boys gonna be like, yeah.
But
what about that?
Those houses.
Yeah. What about these pictures? Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right, fellas. Let's hope we have a Cowboy victory on Monday.
Hope, yes.
I don't want to come in here and deal with this for 2 weeks. Cowboys, go do us a favor. Prove me and Jesse wrong.
Please.
Dominate the game. Let me ask you this. If they go out there and they dominate, they shut them down on defense, they put up 30-plus points, Are we back? Are we good?
No.
We still got to win a few.
You got to do it. You got to do
Okay.
Put a few together.
Tougher
Chris,
opponents ahead.
Thanks for keeping us on the air. Brother Will, sorry I screwed your birthday up.
Happy birthday, Mr.
Will
Jones.
McClay. Happy
Will
birthday,
McClay.
Mr. Jones. Jazz, thanks for keeping Chris straight. And Nate, we'll deal with you when you get back. This has been Hanging with the Boys. See you on Monday. No, Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
We out. Bye.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,